Thank you, Dr. Mohanto, for including me in this IC. My topic is rock hard and hypermature cataract. So, probably this is the toughest to deal, and for this presentation, I have no financial interest. Rock hard cataract with hypermature cataract. This is the toughest to deal because you have all the difficulty of hypermaturity and the hard cataract. And bonus is you have most of the cases you have some kind of jonular problem and fibrosis of capsule. The fibrosis of capsule is such that it decreases the expansion of the capsule. So anytime you give a slightest force, it can give away, it can rupture the positive capsule, it can go run away of the rhexis. And starting from the rhexis to nucleus removal to oil implantation, every step is challenging. The capsular rhexis is challenging because of increased interlenticular pressure, and there is a fibrosis of anterior capsule. So you have to identify the problem and you have to deal with that. Let's just showing one video, small video clipping. This is a hypermature rock hard cataract. I thought it is almost normal hypermature cataract. Rock hard cataract, never understand the interlenticular pressure. When I'm going to do my rhexis, and I just wanted to deepen the anterior chamber, and you can see there is a runaway of the rhexis. So if there is any interlenticular pressure, you can see whether now every hospital and clinic has some anterior segment OCT. So you can understand what is the difference between the Morgagni cataract and hypermature cataract inducement cataract. There is a small pocket of the liquid, so it increases the interlenticular pressure. Now see that this is a rock hard cataract, and you never know what is under these white milky cortex. So if you this is a you just nick the at standard technique is a nick the anticapsule, and you can see how hard it is. So now your panic button is on, because it's a very difficult to deal this type of cataract. And so there is a basically in every hypermature cataract you have to strategize according to. No standard strategy will be standard strategy will be fruitful for every cases. Now this particular cases is a hypermature cataract, but the nucleus is not so mobile, so it can not so difficult in case do a chopping, and I'm doing the standard chopping, central debulking followed by the division. I always concentrate on the when the chopping part is a central debulking. So this type of cases where the nucleus is not mobile, probably this is slightly advantageous for the surgeon, that you can do a clients to chopping, but you have to do a chopping technique, because the stop and chop technique or 4-quadrant technique will not be effective in this case, because the most of the cases our nucleus is little bit of mobile, and with the mobile nucleus you cannot do a stop and chop or 4-quadrant technique. You have to do a chopping technique, and this is most suitable is a vertical chopping. Now this is another case. This is a hypermature cataract. I never know how much sclerotic it is, and you can see here the nucleus is much more mobile. So it is sometimes very difficult to chop this case. So my strategy now during the first 2 chop, I increase my flow rate. Why I increase my flow rate in these cases? You can see the mobility. Increase my flow rate, basically increase flow rate, and as it is a mobile nucleus, it is always stuck to my tip, and it is better to manipulate. So at the as I said, from beginning to end, everything is problematic because it is very hard cataract. You can see the last quadrant, there is a small PC rate. So very careful in this type of cases. Whenever you feel this, there is a there may be some fluctuation of AC. You can remove your phaco probe, or you can put viscoelastic of the side port to protect the posterior capsule. Here I am doing the posterior capsular rhexis before I implanting IOL in the back. Now another case, you can see this is a hypermature cataract, Morgagnia cataract with uh, the sufficient amount of capsular fibrosis in the enterocapsule. So it is very difficult to do a proper capsular rhexis if it is starting from here to equator. So luckily, this case after this is the fibrosis was limited in the first in center few area. So after that, there is no fibrosis. You can see there is a lot of mobility of the nucleus. I can understand the mobility, and as I said, I increase my aspiration rate nowadays and try to do a chopping. At least I want to divide into the two half, so that I can, after that, I can do at least supracapsular phaco if the cornea is healthy, or with the help of viscoelastic. So this is my technique. I do the at least bisect the nucleus, and I try to do phaco. I just fast forwarding a little bit. So as you, whenever you see some kind of fibrosis in the anterior capsule in the hypermature cataract, you should be prepared that fibrosis can be present in all along. It can be present in the equator of the back. It can be present in the posterior capsule. So anytime it may give a with minimum pressure or separation pressure. So you have to be very careful. You can see this is there is a rupture of the equator of the capsular bag, rupture of the equator of the large rent because of this slightest you can see there's a rupture of the equator of the capsular bag, because slightest separation force give you the equator. So it's now the technique is to do a standard procedure. You do the optic capture, IOL scaffold technique. You put the IOL into the sulcus and emulsify the rest of the nucleus. When the nucleus is very small and there is a liquefied technique, Dr. Devashish Datta shows us a beautiful technique to IOL scaffold. He just implanted the IOL at the very beginning to protect the posterior capsule. This is a standard IOL supra capsular phaco, anterior chamber phaco after scaffolding. So you can see this another case is gross fibrotic case in the anterior capsule. So I'm just fast forwarding this case. You can see this is the mobility of the nucleus, and somehow as there's a capsular fibrosis, it is goes to the periphery, to the periphery. So you have to cut the. So whether you should go for the phaco in this case, I always, that was my temptation, but this is not advisable to do the phaco. Very difficult fibrosis, and ultimately, just fast forward. You can see there's and nucleus is very unstable. So I understand it is not be very safe, and keep aside my ego. I convert it to the SICS. So this is another case, the hypermature with sclerotic cataract, and I thought this is a very hard in the center. And there is a fibrosis in the capsule. This is a ominous signs. Fibrosis of the capsule is a ominous signs. Any kind of cataract surgery, especially in hypermature cataract. So once I did, as the nucleus is small, I wanted to do a division with the snare. That is and it is very easy. The nucleus is small, but it is sclerotic. So it is easy to divide into the halves, at least two halves. I divided the nucleus into the two halves, and after that I implant the I try to do FECO, and after some time I understand this is there is a quite a lot fluctuation of them. There is a fibrosis. There may be some problem during the surgery, so I decided to the optic capture. After that, I do implant the IOL and do the supralenticular phacoemulsification, the standard IOL scaffold technique. So this is these are the problem. Probably this not be a very bad technique. If you think it is a kind of cataract, your machine is not good, your skill is not so far, and you can expecting some kind of problem, you just pull up the nucleus and do SICS, either standard SICS, or you can divide the nucleus into two half and remove these. So conclusion, you have to understand in your machine, it is impossible to do surgery with the basic machine, this type of hard sclerotic cataract with hypermaturity. You have to understand your skill, and always you keep your ego aside. Primary goal is complicated surgery. Any uncomplicated surgery better than any kind of complicated surgery. If you do a complicated flap surgery, it is worse than a uncomplicated SICS surgery. And it's a, you have to remember the planned SICS and ECC is always give better result than unplanned SICS and ECC. Thank you so much for your kind hearing.
Thank you, Arup, and nice presentation, excellent videos as